like to introduce. Wiser.
Hey everybody, how's it going? We're trying out a new format tonight. Kind of forced us into it. Before we get started and before we keep moving forward, we're gonna say, hey, how's everybody doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for catching up with me on TikTok this afternoon, this evening after dinner, while you were eating dinner, scrolling, whatever. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for heading over to my red play button and hitting that subscribe as well. Don't forget that. And you'll know every time I'm live, and you'll know every time I drop new content. I don't drop new content as much as I go live, so I go live weekly. I drop new content as the builds are finished. Sometimes a build takes me 2 months. Sometimes a build takes me 2 weeks. So content varies. Don't be too hasty to put me on the sidelines. Stick with me. Hang out with me live when I'm working and stuff. Help me generate ideas for your viewing. Things like that. We're always having fun. So, anyways, welcome to the show. Tonight, we are going to first do a quick recap of the custom work we've done, take a look at it, assemble it, see how well it assembles and disassembles, all that type of stuff. So, we have right now, as you can see on screen, we have Gundam Heavy Arms. This is the manual. We have all these parts that we're going to have to work on tonight throughout the show. And then we got these parts right here, which I'm going to put together right quick to show you where we're at for the build. All right, so we have some custom work done and everything as well, just so you know. First thing would probably be easiest to put together is this barrel system, because this barrel system needs to go together in order for anything else to become cohesive. So we put that barrel system together first, which is great. It's a really nice barrel system. What I like the most about it is it's got a smooth turn to it. And that's always really nice when you're looking at that. It's got a really nice smooth turn to it. So this piece goes here. And then we'll set that down for a moment to get this together. So everything got sanded and taken apart down to its bare pieces to kind of give me an idea on what is still left to be done, what I want to do, and where all that work needs to be done. Some parts aren't as hard as other parts to figure that concept out, but some pieces, ooh. All right, so this is together. This is the shoulder piece. So I'm just going to show you quickly. That's how I got that together. Here's the modification right here on the shoulder piece. So here's the front, and then you can see the modification. Now, for your viewing pleasure, it's mirrored in a funny way for me. So in reality, you're looking at the left, or you're looking at the right shoulder. Yeah, it's the right shoulder, dominant shoulder. In all the pictures I see of this build or this character, that is where that's at. All right, moving to now. Oh, we should grab that piece too. Right. Okay, let's get this piece on here because this piece is ready to go in once that's on. All right, we have the partial arm frame for these kits. Really nice. Oh, that's going to probably get glued in place after it's painted. I ain't lying, because that thing keeps coming out. We don't want that. All right, so it's got a Verner in there. The arm frame is in. It bends, does what it's supposed to. Yeah, buddy. All right. Next, we're going to put this piece in like this. It's actually, I'm putting this in backwards on purpose. Don't judge me. It's for aesthetics. Okay, it's going to look more like the War Machine character aesthetically if you do that. Don't 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 second guess it. It's in the pictures. I'm just going by the pictures. Okay, so we got the arm together. Now we're gonna snap this shield on top because I did the cutouts on here. I cut them out actually. I'm gonna leave them hollow because everything's gonna get detailed up on this minigun. So I want it all to look nice. So next, all we have to do is slide the minigun into its holster like that. Put the hand into its spot like that. Go ahead and bend that so you can see. Uh-oh. All right. And then if I put it there, that, my friends, is what the War Machine's arm will look like when the build is done. And the blade for this thing folds forward, fully extends. And so this is the custom work I've done so far. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty nice. Uh, so we're going to take this back apart real quick, and then we'll get to hanging out and sanding some parts. And you guys can ask all the questions you want. Yeah. So go ahead, ask away. Got the comments will appear under the video screen for right now. That's where that section is, the comment section. Everything comes apart really rapidly. No, I'm not worried about if I'm gonna get the parts of the wrong colors. I've been working on this for months now. I know what part is supposed to be what color, where, stuff like so. I can't take this apart anymore. Like this piece right here, I can't take this apart anymore. The white and the red are stuck together. Because they don't have like a pin system for these two, so I just decided to just glue them together as bonded parts. I'm going to paint the entire part black. I'm going to tape off what I want to keep black, and then I'm going to spray silver over the black, and it'll be perfect. No worries. It'll look exactly the way we want it to look. I don't know if it's going to be black or a dark gray, but either way, it's going to be a really dark color. It'll be nice. So I did have some issues last week while I was working on this and taking this apart and putting it together. This piece here where the hinges broke on me and I had to fix it. So that's another thing. Go ahead and ask me how you do that, all right? And then when you take it apart again, you need to be like really careful. Like you gotta like slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay, and then once it's apart, it's fine. However, I discovered while I was doing all this test fitting last week that I had accidentally glued the guts to the shoulder piece together. So I am going to tonight open this up just a little bit and glue this section right here together so that we can get a nice sand on it and there's no seam right there. And then once we do that, it'll be ready for paint. So that's also going to go into our little work pile for stuff that needs work. This piece still needed work. This piece is done. These get a quick buff before they go into paint. They don't like it's a real quick buff. So they don't get like super sanded or anything. The reason why you don't super sand all your parts is because you're not gonna see them all. Trust me, you're not. However, when you do see a certain piece of a part, you would like to see it painted. So that's why you buff it so that when you do paint it, it has just enough to hold on to the paint. Just enough scuffing to hold on to the paint. That's a big thing. That's a really big thing, actually. Being able to do that, hold on to that. All right. My camera is movable, mobile. So if you ever want a closer look at something that I've done or a part I got going on, I can just come over here and then I can set the part like this and let you see what's going on. That's my new camera angle. I've been working on trying to get you guys. So when we're working on this, I just gotta get used to where the camera is. So we're working on this. This gray piece on the inside is what I was telling you got stuck. This is the part that got installed. Doesn't need to come out. you should do though is maybe trim it up a little. And this piece of plate here will get painted. So we should trim that up on one side. I'll show you. It's a blade. And we're just gonna go like this. Right here. And just push down. And hit the red part. And then there you go. See that little bit of piece right there that I just cut off? That's all we need to cut off. So let's cut that off. Okay. Now we're all nice and zoomed in. I'll show you this other piece too. So you need a reference that you're looking for. The hand sits here. That's where the hand sits. So for the light, for the light. Sorry, the camera was kind of covering up the light, so it was like a big old hand. Right. This one makes more sense. So that's what we're looking at. And then this blade, pop out, just like that. See it pop out? There you go. So that blade can pop out, just like so. Pretty neat. Excellent. So this is the addition. This Blanco piece, the white piece, that's the new piece. The red piece actually had the hinge and the blade already attached. Already had that. So I had to take this white piece and I actually had to put a groove in here to get it so the blade could move back as far as I got it. Which is just like right there. And back as far as it can, and then it comes out all the way to where the hand is extended like this. So you gotta push with the hand. That's kind of anyways, it's okay because then it gives the hand a reason to have action, right? So now we can move out of the way. All right, so that's the end of all that work. So we're gonna get this piece caught up right here, and then we'll move on to the other pieces I had planned. So let's go back to the other viewing mode for that. Oh wow, see, I like that transition really good. That's a really nice movable transition for that. That's much better. I could reach it, grab it, nothing gets in the way, nothing gets bumped. I do park my pieces in bins like this, you guys, to help me keep a little organized on what I'm doing. It lets me know what parts are done, what parts are sanded, what parts aren't, what parts are ready. That's all I got going on. All right, this piece needs to be worked on too. Cool. First is this glue stuff. I do use just super thin cement. You can use any brand you want. I don't have a specific brand to tell you to use. Whatever's available at your local shop. I prefer Rust-Oleum. Their product is pretty nice. They're super thin cement. It works good with the plastic that Gundams are made out of. These Gundam models are made out of. Really helpful to have something that, you know, meshes with the kit that it's built with. Alright, I only need to glue this one section because the rest of it is got a seam built in, like a safety seam on those two sides. So, and then we're going to take a little Kleenex. Where'd my little Kleenex go? I have a tube of white paper. Well, I guess we're just going to have to sand it once it dries. So now we're just waiting on it to dry. So I put some of this glue on. I really am getting used to this new camera angle and everything, you guys, so forgive me. I'm used to the other camera and having it face a different way. So anyways, yeah. So right here you'll see the the glue seeped out a little bit. You see that shiny bit right there? That's the glue. So it's gonna dry and it's gonna stay shiny. Then when you sand it, it'll go dull like the rest of the plastic is. So that's what you want. Um, what also I like to do is when I'm doing these kind of parts, I keep a handful of these little plastic clamps that I picked up at a hardware store. And these little clamps put just enough pressure on your plastic to make sure that all that excess glue comes spilling out. Okay, and then what that excess glue spilling out helps is it makes that bond better between the two parts. So when you sand it, you won't sand into a gap or anything. It's pushing any possibility of a gap out of that bond that you're making with the glue and plastic. But you just gotta be careful so you don't break or mess with a piece that's already there, and make sure you get it all put right just the way you need it to be. You don't have to keep the pressure exact, but I like to have it closest to where it needs to be pressed. So then we're gonna let that sit there while we work on all the other parts. Get these pieces sanded down and buffed. Now most of the parts we're not gonna have to do a whole lot. We got some really cool tools here in this little cup of mine. I like to call this my sanding cup because this is where like I keep all my tools. But there's more than just sandpaper in here. I have sanding sponges and I have what everybody likes these days, glass files. Now I like to use generic glass files because I'm a cheapskate. However, there are really expensive glass files you can get that people like too. There's nothing wrong with those glass files. Everybody likes them. They're totally cool. So, we got one viewer in the room. How's it going, buddy? Talk to me. Let me know what you're up to. Um, I think a lot of people heard me live when I was live the other day, talking about my sponsor shop having a closer sale. So if you're not in the know, they have taken a massive dump of orders here in the last week or so, not just through me, but through their own means as well. So they have put um a pause on the shop, so you can't get into the shop right now. But I will urge you to keep checking with my sponsor shop and see if they open back up to let you place orders. They are trying to right now diminish stock, so they can close down for a brief hiatus. I'm not sure how brief that hiatus will be. That is not a choice I can make. If it was me, I'd tell them not to shut down. But you know, that's just me. Um, I've had a great time working for them as a sponsor guest, and I appreciate everything they've done for me um, in my mental capacity. It's been a huge morale boost for me to have them as a sponsor. And moving forward, that'll be something that I'll still hold under my belt as they were a sponsor and they didn't fire me. They just shut down the shop, like that's totally different. Shit happens. So I'll forever hold Clarksville Hobby Depot in my heart. And you will forever see Clarksville Hobby Depot at my workstation through the stickers that I've garnered from ordering product from them. So but that doesn't say you won't see other stickers like stickers from Mecha Warehouse or stickers from USA Gundam Store or stickers from New Type. You'll see those stickers on my station as well. Actually, they're all over my station. I just don't show you. That's just it. But here, I can give you a little glimpse. Up there, all those stickers on my station. You see those? All those posters, everything, even in here, my toolkits and stuff. I got stickers from different shops that sell Gunpla online. So always keep building. That's one of the friends. But yeah, always got some really cool stuff going on with that. So here's one of my tricks of the trade. This is a sanding sponge for nails, and it's a buffer sponge. So when you use it, it like takes the lines out of your nails or whatever. I can show you. Maybe. I don't know. I don't need to be doing my nails. Anyways, it works on this plastic too. And it creates just enough scuffing for this plastic to hold lacquer paint. And that's what you want. You want just enough scuffing for the lacquer to cure to it. So that's all we're doing. And I got a bucket over here that's empty. And we'll just toss parts in there as we get done. We're using the glass file to hit the nub marks. And everybody knows what a nub mark is. Nobody likes nub marks. Nub marks are tough. All right. So, yeah. So we usually get this nub mark. We get it down with the glass file. It's gone. Can't see anything but the line that's supposed to be there. The nub was right here along this edge. It was just a little dot. Let me see if I can show you what a nub looks like on here. Okay. I think if you see on the other side of this part, I bet I could find a better part to show you. White is such a hard part to show. These pieces haven't been done. This one has a good spot. Alright. You see that little dot right there? We want to make that dot disappear. This makes that dot disappear. This little thin, clear thing. It's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I do like these. By the way, is I can see through what the part is doing with my fancy dancy lights. So I can see what's going on in there. So I can see, if I'm over cutting or over sanding or something, you can stop that. So hey, welcome in. Drop chat. Get that chat rolling. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. We're having a great night. Just talking about cleaning up these parts. Now, once you clean up that nub, it goes away. It'll kind of like leave you with some shiny bits. You don't want those either, right? So then you just come back to the buffing tool. The buffing tool takes all that shine out and leaves like a satin scuff. On here, it looks pretty shiny though. It's cool. But it's got more of a satin scuff look to it. And now you won't see that nub mark when it's painted. And there you go. You don't see that nub mark anymore. There's also a nub mark on the top of the ball for that piece. That nub mark I don't really usually get rid of because I like to have a little bit of resistance inside the ball area. But I don't think it'll hurt to do another little quick demonstration. This time you don't want to hit it as much with the buff. You don't want to take as much off with the buff at this time, but same thing. It's that fast. It's so fast. It's more of a patience thing. You just gotta have patience to know to use the tools that are gonna get you through the job the fastest sometimes. And then there's other times where like there's no way of getting around it. You have to sand the big piece of plastic with every grit of sandpaper and the buffing pad, and then you have to check it for high-low spots and all that. It's so fun. So big panel parts, like doing a Cubelay or doing like a high new Gundam with all the big panels that has, or Kisatria. I think that's how it's pronounced. Kisatria. And then there's like the big O. all those kits with those big panels and stuff, you got to sand each one of those panels to really make sure they don't like have high low spots from the Gundam molds, uh, from the factory mold. All right, now I bet you're probably wondering that you saw me with this. I have two different colored glass files, but if you want to see something that's really cool, hold on. This glass file is actually like see-through. Are you guys still there? Let me know if you're still there. My phone timed out on me. I promise we're good. All right, seems to be live. It's still counting. All right, so this glass file is also see-through. It's a really good glass file. It's the same brand as this one. They came as a set. One of them, this one, has a finer mesh to it. You can rub your finger across; it doesn't hurt. That's how nice they are. Some of them, I've heard some of them can cut like really easy, like your fingers and stuff. I have not been cut by these, so just as a thing, they don't do that. But so they've got this mesh, this like metal screen that's attached to this, and it's the screen that does the cutting. The glass is just holding the screen. So it's a really interesting concept, but it's see-through, so I can still see my parts and stuff through it. See that? So I can still kind of see what I'm doing with even with this finer mesh. The more expensive versions of this glass file, you cannot do that. However, I believe some people have said that the more expensive version of this glass file has the sides of this rounded off better so that you don't gouge into your plastic as much. So there's a give and take. While I can see what I'm doing, I can still risk gouging. As to where the more expensive tool has had some development done to prevent the gouging, which fine, which is good. I'm glad that the more expensive tool has those things. Just my assessment is either way, you should be careful with the tool. I probably think I'll love that tool when I get a chance to try it in the far future. But as for now, I ain't complaining. They're really good. They're awesome tools. So yeah, we're just gonna hit that real quick. We got all the nubs on this one done. So then we move over to our sponge, hit those areas and the rest of it with the sponge. Every little crevice real quick. Just quick. You're not trying to hurt the part or change the shape of the part in any way. There we go. We're already done. Oops. We're gonna stack it back. That's where that goes. Why is that real big? It's been a while since I've worked on this kit. I was doing a competition build, but the competition I was doing got canceled 3 days before I turned it in, or 2 days before I turned it in. I found out the competition was canceled. It may have been canceled like maybe a week before that, but I still just found out and I was like, what? I was so let down. Not mad, but like that kind of bummed me out. So we shall see. Um, I went to go check on the status to see if anybody else had turned in their kits yet, or if they were taking kits yet. And no, nobody had turned anything in. Nobody was taking any kits. So yeah. So yep, just hit it real quick with that sander. Right. We'll do the same piece again. It's only got that one spot that I saw that really needs working. Oh, I found the other nub spot. It's hiding. All right, good to go. Sand that spot and get the rest of it. Oh no, I dropped it. I have big fingers, so sometimes I drop my parts. That's why I have such a large table. Okay, next piece. Oh, okay. I always worry about taking like they have like little tiny like 1 millimeter, half millimeter size edges at the bottom of the parts. I always worry I'm gonna disrupt them or something. I don't know how else to say it. All right, sanded the nubs. There's one more on the back of this little hinge section, so we're just gonna tab that real quick too. All right, now I have. I don't want to sand off too much of this material here, because if I sand off too much of the material here, it could make the part flimsy and snappable during paint or stuff. So I have this horrible line right here that goes through it that doesn't make any sense. So I have this technique that I use where I drag the blade perpendicular across the plastic, and it sounds awful. And I'm apologizing ahead of time, but I'm explaining to you what I'm doing and why. So there's like a line that goes zip, 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 like back, down, back, right here on this piece. And it's a really gross, grotesque line. So we're going to fix that just by dragging the perpendicular blade across that piece of plastic to get rid of that whole entire piece. And what I just found out is that this piece is concave in the middle, meaning they didn't push enough plastic into the mold. So any other parts like this, I'm going to find this same problem. So that means this identical piece, I expect to find the same mold issue. And I think more so what that issue comes from is a little bit of the plastic has to back off out of the mold for them to release the mold from the plastic injector in their machine, how it works. So I think a little bit of that sucks a little bit of the plastic that's being injected back out. Funny? I'm not sure. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what to tell you. Just clean it up best you can and then hit it with the buffer. Don't sand it. Just hit it with the buffer. It's already flat. You're not taking the flatness away or anything. You're not reshaping anything. So you'll be fine. Um, that I can give you guys a little bit better of a view. That's cool. I like that. Once again, thanks for stopping in and checking the show out. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can catch me every time I go live on the podcast. The podcast usually only lasts about an hour. It's 8 to 9 Central. 8 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central is usually how long the podcast is. Once in a while, if I have a guest, we get all excited and we go over on our time. But, usually that's a good thing, right? That gives you more content, more stuff to look at. But on most nights, I keep it right around an hour for time content. And some nights, it's about a half hour. Depending on where the content is. If I'm in the middle of painting, you're getting a half hour show because I can't really talk to you while I'm painting. So it's kind of like, here, watch me paint. And then that's the end of the show because I can't talk afterwards because the vent is running to vent out all the fumes from the lacquer. So I can't talk. The fan is too loud for the microphone. So that's kind of the concession there when I have my shorter shows. It's usually because of things like that, ventilation and stuff. Safety first. And I expect all you guys to do safety first too. Um, yes. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Drop me a text. Tell me what's going on, you guys. Can you chat with me here? If you're on Facebook, you got to come to my YouTube to chat with me. I can't see you chatting on Facebook. So come hang out with me on YouTube. That's where I'm at. YouTube. Um, on Twitch, I think Twitch gets text through though. So if you're hanging out with me over at through Twitch, you can still text. And yeah, if you're here on YouTube, throw me a line, dude. I got the comments up on the screen. Throw me a line. Let's see what we're talking about. It is that perfect time during the show to start asking questions. I got the part all nice and ready to go. We're just gonna hit it a couple more times. I gotta used to where my new camera spots are. Sorry, my camera spotting is horrible right now. So that's all we're doing. We're just hitting that real quick, and then we'll hit this flat surface and all these extra surfaces for some coarseness. I also like to use, these are the same thing, these little ones. If you ever see me using one of these, this is the same thing, kind of. It's just a sanding sponge. It's got just a little bit more bite to it than the other ones. It really helps on certain pieces, like small tight pieces and stuff. Really, really helps. Yeah, we're just gonna take this piece, hold this. Oh, it's awful, isn't it? I won't do it right in your face, but yeah. So we just got this line of parts we're working on. Just packing through one after the other. We've already got like 4 or 5 parts done while I've been sitting here talking. It's a good 30 minutes worth of work, talking and working, showing you guys what's going on. I also did I did do an assembly and a breakdown of the War Machine arm frame for the big sided arm, the big side of the arm. So if you go catch the replay of this after I'm done airing live, you can watch that whole breakdown and build up again, kind of. It's a little bit of a far shot, but I did show you some close-ups after I broke it back down of like the individual pieces again. So it's worth looking at. So, and yeah, with this new camera, the table shakes and stuff too. Sorry. Some parts they do that when you're sanding some of these parts. They give you that feel of like you should press a little harder. I don't know why. They just do. In my wife's head, she just said, "I'll press you a little harder." I heard that. You guys didn't hear that, but I heard that. She's over here going, "Get out of my head." I'm like, yes, yes, love. No, but it was all said. Uh-oh. I hear sirens. That's not good. It's my fault. Don't say that. Intrusive thoughts, child. Intrusive thoughts. Both of you. Such great kids, right? How's everybody tonight? Oh, so yeah, we're just hanging out, having a good time. Was trying to get a hold of Scott earlier tonight. Just to touch bases with him to make sure we're on the same page. He knows where I'm at, and I know where he's at, but he did not get back to me. He might have been busy at the factory, so don't hold it against him. Gotta tell myself, hey man, we're all adults. We're all busy at different times. For those of you that want it now, that's a hard thing to learn, is patience. Patience with other people. It's amazing once you've learned it though. You can get through anything. You just take a deep breath and go, hey, we'll be all right. You know? All right, we're just sanding off some nubs using the more aggressive of the two sanders or glass files. So yeah. Okay. Ah yes. Camera likes to touch it, move it. Hold on, I gotta touch it for a second. Right. That sounds weird. I had to touch the camera and make sure it got motion detection on the screen of the camera so it didn't time out. For some reason, it's been doing that. It's like, dude, we're live. Why are you doing that? Oh, we're going to time out, everybody. I don't know why. We're just going to have fun with that. So, yeah, we're just moving right along. Nothing major. Just got these pieces right here. Just rub the piece on the tool instead of the tool on the piece. It still gets the job done, guys. If you do it that way, if you hold the part or hold the tool and just rub the part, you still exactly what you want done. Especially if it's a flat piece and you're just trying to keep it flat. All right, we're gonna hit this real quick. All right, it was only one nub mark on here that I seen. I think the other ones are hiding really well. We won't see them. It's okay though. You just hit everything once, real quick. That little squeegee, like that. Squeegee. All done. Got all the work there. These littler parts, I don't even look for nubs on them or anything. Really, what I'm just looking to do is just scuff them so the paint can hold on to them, because there's not really much definition or anything going on these. There's like a little mold line, but as I buff it, the mold line's disappearing. No worries there. This one's not for competition. This one's just for fun and for me to have. I want it to look nice still. Be clear. Still want it to look nice. But it doesn't have to worry about being judged, okay? There's no official. I'm not entering it in any post competition. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? When you do a competition, would you rather have your competition be something like you can enter any kit you built in the past? Or would you rather your competition be like you have to build the kit right now, brand new for this competition? Or do you want a competition where you know the competition is coming up and you can work all year long ahead of that competition? Which one do you think? Which one do you want? Like, what's your, do you have a take? Do you have a thought process on that? Anybody? No? I personally will enter any competition. I don't care. I'll enter anything. I have no shame. I just want to be in. I want to know. Want to see the others. I'm like a Pokemon catcher with my Gundam. I want to be the very best builder like no one ever was. To cement them to a diorama is my future. To send them is my cause. Come play a song. I will build you. Da da da. Oh God, you guys probably hate me for singing, don't you? It's okay. I'm just having fun. You didn't know I could make up a song like that, did you? Now you do. Hey, don't be talking back in there. I'll make you sing it too. Yes. Tried. All right, sanding. We're just sanding this arm part. It has like some nub stuff going on right here. I'm trying to figure that out. Time to upgrade to a different sander or a file. It's a file. I keep calling it a sander. These ones are files. File. All right. Uh-oh. Excuse me, I coughed. I don't know where that cough came from except the dust. Yes. We drink something. Oh yeah, it's feeling better. I don't want to show you what I'm drinking though. I don't get paid to show you what I drink. If they paid me, I'd show you. I promise. It was a soda. It wasn't anything special or magical. So plain old. Uh-oh. That happens. I told you guys that happens quite a bit. Every time I drop a part, are you going to take a shot? His hands are so big and the parts are so small. Every time he drops the part, we take a shot. Oops. Sorry. But, so I just sanded it. I'm sorry. I'm going off camera. Yeah, cam. And don't forget to sand like this side right here. Sand that down a little bit too, because this piece and this piece touch each other, and they really like that's how it's set up. Here, hold it like that. See, they sit like this, so they touch each other, so the arm can have some spin maneuver or something right there. But, anyways, that's why they're like fo yo info. So I hit all those spots. I got some low spots here. I gotta hit real quick. That's it though. Super done. Throw those parts in the bucket over here behind the camera and keep moving along. Look, we've moved through quite a few parts. We're on like part number 10 now. Super simple stuff. I really am not seeing you guys' questions. So should I exit out of full screen real quick and double check your guys' questions? Yeah, never miss a comment. Oh, I could get rid of the full overlay. I can't see you guys talking. Nah, man. I like that box down there below the camera viewing screen. That's where you can leave a comment. Go to the comment section and your comment will pop up right down here. Right there. Right there. That's where your comment will be. Right where my fingers right there. You know you want to say hi. Oh, you can't use that discount code. That discount code don't work at the moment. Huh, I could tell you it's a pre-recorded video. But yeah, we don't have any discount codes at the moment. Anyways, I will work with another company here soon. I will talk with the company and see how their online sales are and if they would like their online sales boosted. And if they would, I will start mentioning them online. But I don't want to associate or mention them without their permission because they are my local shop and I want them to be happy with me. I don't want them to be like, you can't be here, because, yeah. So I will definitely confer with my local shop. I don't know. Um, yeah, I will see how they feel about that. Get you guys some things going on there. What's going on? I got 3 viewers. That's great. I bet one of those viewers is Bit Cloud Wise. Bit. I'm just fucking with you if it really is you. Thanks for watching the show, brother. We're just sitting here sanding parts, having a fun time. I'm talking trash to myself, basically. The best therapy is when one talks trash to himself. Because then there's nobody to get mad. Oh my, Mrs. Websey got mad at me for me. So, who sleeps on the couch? The left side or the right side? Oh, just my brain? I don't know. I think we all are. I'm looking for the marks and stuff on this. So how's it going? Let me know what's going on with you guys. Say hi, drop a line, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. 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 I know I said it weird, right? Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Oh, I got a burp. Excuse me. Yeah, we're having fun though. Getting some parts done up, ready for paint. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like my uncle used to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yes, my uncle did used to say that. He's one of those gentlemen that he liked his name being said, and he would say, yeah, 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 whenever you said his name. I believe anybody in my family that knows who I'm talking about knows exactly who that is. All right, this piece needs to go here. Let's see. On to the other chess piece. Let's go. Got a nub here, but I don't want that piece there. I don't think it'll harm anything to be gone. Got that one. There's one right here. Cool. All right, we're gonna hit this real quick. It's got like a whole bunch of new stuff. My streaming software just got like a weird update and everything. There we go. Just a bit more time. Like I said, this is a sanding sponge that I'm using, but it's more like a buffing sanding sponge. So it's like a really high fine grit sponge. Um, it creates a coarse enough catch for stuff like lacquers and acrylic paints. So you just hit it real quick with these. One of these sponges will last through about half of a kit. So the outside of the kit for one, and then like if it's got an inner frame, the inner frame for one. Uh, and then like if it gets a little dusty on there, you just smack it off on like a dust pad or like your pant leg or something like that. Just to knock that excess dust off so that you can re-expose the grit. You don't want to like bend this at all. You're not putting any pressure to bend this. You're just rubbing it across the surface real lightly and holding it. That's all you do. If you're not, no effort. No effort. And everything I've done tonight so far in this bin right here, which is what we've been working on. Just talking to you guys, hanging out, monitoring everything, keeping an eye on the cameras and stuff, all that stuff. That's pretty good work so far. Got a spot right here, right here. Then we got a spot. Where else? Oh, and they're right here. So, all right. Here's the example. This thing doesn't fit in there. Guess what, guys? You have no choice. You gotta go back to your sponges and stuff. Your sponges fit. Start with maybe a 400 and see how that works. I try not to go below 400 with my sanding sponges. They make really nice ones at Display. So head on over there, check them out. And yeah, once you go through 400, you gotta hit 600, and then you gotta hit 800, and you gotta hit 1000. You gotta go through those grits. If you don't go through those grits, you'll see it on your paint job. Oh, you will see it too. And you'll be like sitting there mad at yourself for it. I know I was the first time I saw him. Oh, I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe you let that happen. I was so hard on myself. Like, next time you can sand everything, aren't you? Yeah, I'm sand everything. Okay, I was 600. Did you see how fast you go through those grits? Like, okay, so this 800's all wore out, but I got an 800 around here somewhere that works. Probably in here. Here it goes. This one's not wore out. So we'll take this one, at least the middle of it. That hit that side too. And then I came out and I started hitting all this. So now we're gonna hit more of the part with the 800. You just go out a little bit more than when you start. You know what I mean? Just like that. All right. We got that. That was 800. Then we can do with 1,000 grit. We can do it by just hand sanding 1,000 grit, and it adds a little bit of a coarseness to the 1,000 grit. So there's bite actually to the grit on the whole part. Part of this is you're smoothing out some uneven surfaces and stuff at the process of all this, which is helpful, like very helpful to smooth out those uneven parts. Do you like uneven parts? I don't. All right, then at the end, bring it all back together with your buffing pad. That's right, guys. We get that buffing pad action in there. And the buffing pad is the last thing you do before sanding or before painting. Now, if you're not going to paint, the other side of the buffing pad is this white pad that like the whole thing's made out of. But this white pad has some really cool features to it too. The coolest feature is if you're not going to paint, this will bring it up to a plastic that's polished again. You'll have a full polished plastic again, which is super awesome. Like having a full polished plastic. Um, I can try and show you guys. Let's pull out the new camera mode again. Yeah, isn't that cool? All right, so here we are. So this is the piece, right? So you see, it's pretty dull. We'll get up there, show you. There's not much reflection on the piece. So I'm gonna do this. Try and do this with the piece on camera, so you guys see that I'm not like joshing you with two different pieces. Some people will. They'll be like, "Oh, it was two different pieces." No, it's the same piece. I haven't moved it. I'm keeping it on camera. Hold on, on camera, right there. I'm having trouble getting these new camera X's down. Don't be mad at me. I'll get used to them. I've been on the same 3 camera X's for the past 4 years. These 2 new X's that I got to get used to it. So give me a chance. I'm going to show you real quick. All right. So we haven't moved this piece off. Okay. You see the polish now? No, it's kind of hard to see that. Hold on. Trying to see, where can I get it to reflect? And it's like it doesn't want to reflect. But I promise, it is very polished now. There it goes. A little bit of shine. Yeah, there you go. That's that polish right there. So we can also hit it with this one. Now this white pad that I have on this tool, or this guy right here, this white pad, super polished. So let's alright. So that's how I handle that. But we don't want it to be polished. We want it to be coarse. So we can paint it gray. It's gonna get painted. I believe it's gonna get painted gray, this whole piece. And then we'll accent that black probably. Yeah, I will play around, you guys, more with this camera angle stuff to try and get us some better angles. A little higher up, so we can wider breadth of my view. And then I've also got, I can do more downward look. I prefer this one. This one is rocking for me. I don't know. We'll figure out these new camera angles, I promise. But I like this one. It shows you what I'm working on, keeps you like right there. So yeah. But that's it for the show for you guys tonight. I want to thank everybody stopping by, hanging out, having a great time with me. And we will get back at it next week with more sanding and more fun. Till next time, stay safe, stay sharp.